Hey there, gorgeous gays! Version 2 here with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Did I get it right? I think I got it right. It's time for the third of the trilogy of 3. It's Ace Attorney 3. 3. So it looks like a 3 on your end. We're here! It's taken a long time because I've both had to move since the last Ace Attorney game that I did, and also just slow at getting through games. But we have finally made it to the start of the end of the trilogy. When we last left Phoenix Wright in the last game of Justice for All, it is both the lowest lows that the series has had so far, everything to do with Big Top, and also the highest highs. If Farewell My Turnabout was its own individual game, it would probably be in my top 20 games of all time. Farewell My Turnabout is so fucking incredible that it alone would be in my top 20 games of all time. But unfortunately, it does also exist in the same game as Big Top, which means that overall, 2 is still below 1, which is really sad to say. But the big thing is, you saw me play Ace Attorney 1. I fell in love with the game then. Ace Attorney 2, for my love of the franchise and my appreciation for what it can do, shot up so fucking dramatically between the two main cases in that game that aren't Turnaround Big Top. And the only thing I've heard consistently is that this game, Trials and Tribulations, is the best of the trilogy, nay, the best of the franchise. That is a near universal thing that I have heard about this game. Which, expectations are quite high because of that. I'm not going into it expecting any expectations specifically, but I know the hype for it is high, and I know that the hype for people wanting to see me play it is also quite high because of this. Now, if there is one thing that will have to happen with this playthrough, chat, I'm going to need your help. Because I remember that this is a series that I do voice acting for. A decision that I made because the characters were so over the top that I felt like I had to do it justice. Which has now just become a more common thing that I do. I now try to give characters different voices in all the games that I play. But none of them are as good as the voices in this. I will need you to remind me what characters have what voices. Because I remember Phoenix is just my normal voice because he's a normal dude. Edgeworth is Shadow. And I just do old man voice for the judge. I don't remember the others. Does it make sense that AA2 was written in 6 months? I wonder Big Top sucked complete ass. Do I still have the gavel? I was not able to find the gavel when I first moved here. I was not able to find my gavel when I first moved here, and I don't know where it is. I've unpacked all the boxes at this point, so there is that. But what I do have is a hairbrush. This will do for the time being. Does that work? This is my backup plan for the gavel. It's perfect. I'm glad you think so. Let me get rid of some of the hair on it. A lot of my hair falls out. It's bad. I don't know how I have so much hair on the top of my head and how it's so thick, given how much of my hair fucking falls out just all the time, but there we go. So there is that. Oh, Old Bag. I also remember Old Bag's voice. I'm desperately hoping I don't need to remember it, but I do remember it. Alright. These titles are getting too fucking long. Oh, also, they added episode selection. So we can add us. Do you want to just do the final episode? That's what everyone's here for, right? Everyone just wants to see the end of the game, so let's just do the final episode. Let's just skip to it. These titles are getting too long. There is a limit to how many letters you're allowed to put into a title on YouTube, and I feel like this takes up most of them. It is time for Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Turnabout Memories. That is Mia dressed as a lawyer. Memories. And it's Sepia. Are we starting with a flashback? Are we starting with a flashback? Okay. Because we always need our first case that introduces us to how it works. And in the last game, Phoenix had amnesia, and it was a really bad excuse. Huff, huff. Oh, the rain going over the text box. Ugh. How'd I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? As Phoenix. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey! It's none of your business! I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! It wasn't me! I didn't... I didn't do it! "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, Seconds Trial." Oh, fucking shit! Oh, what a start! Oh, what a start! Oh my god! Wow! April 11th, 9:40 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Wow! Whew, it's finally time. Kinda nervous. Ahem! Mr. Grossberg! Good morning! Does anyone remember Grossberg's voice? I don't even know if we saw him in the last game. Did we even see Grossberg in 2? I don't remember his fucking voice. We'll just have to go with new ones that it feels appropriate. Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. I'm so relaxed right now. Same voice you just chose? Well, I'm consistent at least. I chose from one of the 3 voices that I have. Let's go. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just, I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. Hi, Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprise me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday. for the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? What about that? You see, I mean, of course I have. I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Phoenix is a defendant, and suddenly he's just as absurd as everyone else. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Achoo, achoo, achoo. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yeah, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way. I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. It's the Nam flashbacks to the early 2020s. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He should be the one who should be nervous. You just stay strong for your clients, Mia. Okay, so this is how these two met. This makes sense when he hangs out with Larry of all people. So this is how Phoenix and Mia met. Okay. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. A year, jeez, what the fuck happened? It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my clients, and for myself. April 11th, 10 AM. District Court, courtroom number 2. So, like, Phoenix had the inspiration to become a lawyer because of Edgeworth, right? Edgeworth was a big influence of wanting to become a lawyer. I imagine that combines with also seeing Mia here. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. Fucking weird to hear that. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh no. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? He has hair! I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. What? They all have to learn it in lawyer school. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. That's why he does this. Cause he used to dangle his pompadour. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Put that away, you're in public.
Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon.
What's that all about? Is he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow.
Okay, video game, I know you like your jokes and your name puns, but you can't just call a guy Dude Swallow because he's gay. Jesus Christ. She has a lot of practice from her relationship with Linus Sky at school.
He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man indeed.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime.
Did the dude get fucking electrocuted by the wires? What the fuck?
Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Nice to know that the judge has been just as easy to sway as he always is.
Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added to the court record. Court record! I miss saying that.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died in a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. P? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might listen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will.
What?
Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, my opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
I have a right to beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court recording. I think I can see that by pressing the R button.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat. At the data there. Think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Can't let that prosecutor get there. Court record. Okay. Let's take a look. I just press the R button here. Yo! Yo! The attorney's badge is back! The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Doug's autopsy report. Date and time of death. 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal so it was the electric shock. I love Mia's amazing animation. She looks amazing. It's interesting to see her take on like similar mannerisms to Phoenix in like the lack of confidence. Because when we see her in the other games, even when she's possessing other people's bodies, the air of confidence that exudes off of her is immense. And it's her confidence that instills confidence in Phoenix. So seeing Mia actually not have confidence through her animations is very good. And then there's, yeah, the electric shock.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor.
It somehow has nothing to do with the overhanging wire that's been cut. Just knowing what this franchise is like. Second trial makes sense that she has the experience with no problem staying calm in the face of adversity. I mean, this is her second trial. And it's been a year since her other one, which traumatized her. Yeah, she should be fucking nervous, and that should show. And they have, and it's...
But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. You're bad blood. You're expecting me to make a Taylor Swift reference. Joke's on you, I saw her date Remember for the first time like 2 weeks ago. So when I think of Bad Blood, I just think of their song Bad Blood. And not the Taylor Swift song Bad Blood.
It's one of those bands where I'm just like, I've heard about them, but the first time I see them live is the first time I actually listen to their music. And now I'm obsessed with them. It's been a couple of bands like that. See them live and it's like, oh my god, so good. And then I just like obsess with them and become one of my most listened bands. It's been quite a few like that. Well, what do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I regret Payne's voice.
I don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator if you catch him adrift. They don't call him a rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Last time, the evidence that I gave you was the court record of the autopsy report. What are you talking about? Evidence.
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Crossberg. Trying to set a better example for the young lady. Neil, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's...
Not used to this. You read it and presented to him? Oh, I'm sorry.
Evidence is the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the R button, so be sure to go over it all.
Because I do constantly forget to go to profiles.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix, Wright, and the victim?
Spirit and the head of Grossberg. He currently has a cold. He was a 4th-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Okay, straight up a new person here. Dahlia Hawthorne. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. I wonder if it's that. Also, what? Huh? More importantly, what do you mean? Is there a character in this franchise that isn't bisexual? Oh, right, Straight Larry. Right, sorry, I forgot about Straight Larry. We have Straight Larry. Everyone else is bisexual. I forgot about that. Phoenix and Marjorie suddenly becoming bisexual as plot points. Prosecutor for this trial, veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. Oh my god, goodness. Doodles! Doodles, did you realize that Phoenix had a fucking girlfriend at one point? The biggest twist of the entire franchise has already happened, and it's the fact that Phoenix dated a woman. I know, right? Motherfucker's bisexual. This is the biggest plot twist that we've ever had in this franchise. Take that! I cannot do that voice for Mia. I cannot do that voice for Mia. That also does not sound like the voice of a 21-year-old. Or how old Mia is. The reason for the bad blood between the no, it doesn't work for me. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Both of them couldn't help but fight over a redheaded baddie. How's the realization that you get to play as me? I'm sad that I wasn't there for it. Well, the title screen spoiled that it was like a flashback first. So I think I'm also had the big reaction to it's a flashback more than I'm playing as Mia. It was like, oh, it's a flashback? Oh, fuck, Phoenix is the victim. And so by that point, playing as Mia wasn't as surprising. Because the title screen did, like, show sepia tones. Oh, here's a flashback. And here's Mia dressed as an actual lawyer and not, you know, in the body of a smaller woman and giving her much bigger boobs.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Mrs. Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow.
Oh no, this is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. Like, the moment that I saw the opening of this, I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. I think it's like, didn't Payne do this animation before? Payne did this animation in the previous game, right? When we saw him before, he was always doing that. I'm like, because he used to have the hair. He's not just fanning himself because he's hot or bald. So maybe the guy wasn't called Dude Swallow because he's gay. Maybe he was called Dude Swallow because Dahlia is trans. That's still very problematic, Phoenix Wright video game. It's you can't call a guy who dates a trans woman and just call him Swallow. That's still problematic. Oh my god.
Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Damn it. She realized she ended up being Mrs. Swallow and fucked off to be Mrs. Wright instead.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants.
I'm gonna break that thing.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Mrs. Fay.
That's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? Right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
He's such a fucking dork. He's 5 years younger. And such a fucking dork. The thing is, I get... It happened at university, right? So Phoenix has to already be in university. So surely Phoenix is already in university to get the bar, right? Again, I'm just like, I don't want this to like reestablish the reason that Phoenix became an attorney is because of, like, entirely because of Mia. But he must already, like, be on the way to becoming a lawyer because, again, his inspiration was Edgeworth. If he's already in university. Right?
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, I murdered someone. Fuck. Before I was arrested, I was murdering someone. Fuck. I was not murdering someone. Yes, Phoenix. I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Chuck Swallow,
but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was...
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his call to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, Please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and this is so. How does Ace Attorney keep doing this? How does Ace Attorney so consistently keep going, hey, by the way, here's a situation you'd never fucking expect. Like, hey, the first witness testimony that we hear of the entire fucking game is fucking Phoenix. How do they keep doing this? How does it keep happening? I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. How'd you know he was British?
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. It looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be?
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right. That is the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness' testimony contains any contradictions.
Forcefully putting the defendant on there so the defense themselves expose the contradictions, yeah. Fuck you, Payne. Jesus Christ. Contradictions.
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? But there was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Mrs. Faye.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? She's so nervous about everything. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
What do we do? Do you think you can manage on your own from this point?
Give me some help. Let's just go through the motions, because it's been a while. Mr. Grossberg, I could use a little help.
Please don't look so sad. It brings a tear to my eye when you do. All right, listen carefully. By comparing the testimony to the court's record, you should be able to discover any contradictions, if there are any. And when you've found one,
present a piece of evidence that contradicts the witness testimony. This was more so, is this to teach me about evidence presenting, or is this about pressing?
Yes, that's the ticket.
But still, I don't see any contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony. I like that after the last two games of paying me in the easy peasy tutorial, this time he actually seems rather competent as a prosecutor. Force on defense to cross-examine their own client's a nasty trick. It makes me wonder if, in the time between him here and him now, he's lost a lot of his confidence by losing his own hair. Oh, he's gonna lose this case and tear out his own hair. Calling it now. He loses this case, tears out his own hair, gets his ass handed to him by the rookie, and then he has no confidence to do his job well in the future games. I'm calling it because that is very much the type of thing that would happen in one of these games.
Maybe you don't have enough information yet.
Okay, it is about pressing. Information?
Sorry, information. You can press for more information by leaning on a witness.
Even if they're my own clients?
It doesn't matter who it is. If you think they're lying, press them like a cheap suit. That is the obligation of an attorney.
Okay, man. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. I admit I was there, so you were there. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. Right, he sounds like... Right! Pain sounds like fucking every game I'm reminded of this, aren't I? Every game I'm reminded, Pain sounds like fucking Toad. I keep forgetting this, and every game has to keep reminding me. His voice is... Something? You can't hide what happened! We have photographic evidence! Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It's just a coincidence! We bumped into each other by accident! A coincidence, huh? I'm not a killer, I did was find his body! You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, there was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct! They were witnesses! Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there, next to the body, in shock! I mean, what he saw was pretty shocking, so that does make sense. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Stop sneezing every time you're in a bind. Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face, or even his name, right? He was so shocked he just sat there casually with his hand in his pocket going. Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now see here! You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day! Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Oh my god, the nickname. Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. That's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... That doesn't sound right. You hardly knew him. Then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? I'm doing the cool post and everything. React. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right! I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart! That's why I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. This is the guy where it makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, his best friend is Larry, huh? This Phoenix makes a lot more sense for, yeah, this is why his best friend is Larry. May I ask you something, Mrs. Faye? Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor? What is it now? Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow? The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Oh, I see. So you mean like Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there's a contradiction here. Mr. Crossback. Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Like, it's 5 years between this and when we first meet Phoenix. It makes sense that he changes a lot. But also, when we first see Phoenix on the like, doing a court case, he's still quite nervous. He's acting the way that Mia is now. So seeing the through line from that Phoenix to when we first meet Phoenix to Phoenix by the end of Justice for All, very solid through line there. Okay, Mia. Check out the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, doing your managers on your own from this point.
Should be fine. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you go in a state of contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia. One more time from the very beginning of his testimony. So... there's no Union Jack here. There's no Union Jack here.
Objection!
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was right there on his back.
Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning?
We all know it's impossible to own more than one jacket. Well, he said he saw it at the time of death, which... come on, Phoenix. Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! And the Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that really was the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me! Please forgive me!
Mia, you've made our client cry!
Let him! That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. He called him a pussy? Me, are you calling him a pussy? I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man simply did not stumble upon the scene of the crime.
I feel like that voice still suits him more than fucking Toad. I feel like the voice that I'm giving him suits him more than Toad's voice. Uh-oh. That got too far.
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some bite.
Bite does not cure a cold, Mr. Wright. Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Because that's what you are! A cold killer! X!
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does it even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
It's X because extra powerful. Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Objection! I'm sorry, I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the report. Victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Convenient. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a larger wave of electricity passed through it.
There we go.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
This is so bad.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor, poor hemorrhoids. This trial is such a pain in my ass. Quite literally.
I'm gonna need to remember for future streams of this. I need like fucking 3 liters of water next to me. I'm gonna need to remember to bring way more liquid. What's really happened? They take their toll. Man, it's not as bad as Danganronpa 2 where I literally coughed up blood because of the voices I was doing. But you know, we could get there. The truth is, I went because he called me. It was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Behind the bike rack, 3 p.m. We fight over the girl. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. Well, you're done for perjury at a bare minimum now, Phoenix. So good job.
You would forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Who isn't down for perjury in this franchise, yeah? I went because he called me. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never! But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
We literally covered this already. It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
What?
What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dolly Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Good thing the judge is too incompetent to charge people with perjury. Dude's barely competent enough to charge people with murder. No one is getting done for perjury. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him an alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist.
I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating! He sounds like he was quite the ambitious young man.
So, maybe I should ask him for some more details. Timing of the meeting. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
We talked for a bit, and then around 3 PM we split up. Let me just court record. Not that I'm going to present it, but I just want to check what the time says for this. That's just after 3. That's just after 3. So, yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. Timing seems to be okay here. So what was you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that was true. Cause like talking about equivalent exchange and the recipe for the human body. Yeah, but if you're hanging out with a guy who's called Dude Swan, you're talking about human exchange, equivalent exchange. I think he's just asking for something different. Later, when I met him, when I went back, I found him lying. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Were you angry with him? Oh, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up? Stop! I'm talking about the atmosphere. I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I think Gold Kill X last 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always... So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. It was my bowl of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch! Why'd you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Hearing about heterosexual relationships? Oh, it makes me sick.
Well, me, oh.
I don't know. Can't seem to find any contradictions.
Boy isn't exactly what I'd call a natural born liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continuing this pattern of nonsense.
What can I do?
And I'm certain he must still be hiding something. Information! Right now, it's information that we need more than anything else.
You'd willingly be friends with this guy? Larry. Larry. We have the answer for that, and the answer is Larry. Aggressively asexual Mia. Oh, I think it's because she was a lesbian, because she was dating Lana Sky. I think it was this one. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to remember which one had multiple options. Did the frame rate of my... Chat, does my frame rate look good? Does the frame rate of my camera look good on your end? Because it's really bad on my end. But I don't know if that could always just be a, That's fine, okay. Could always just be OBS preview is like having issues and it's tanking that before it's taking the recording. Thank goodness. But sometimes it means that the footage is going down. The Red Bull is getting to my burpees. Okay, so now we're gonna ask about other things. So now we ask about the pharmacology depth. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. Hey, Zane, Basal, welcome. Look at this fucking dork-ass Phoenix dork. Look at loser Ace Attorney over here. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit early in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, the electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Oh, well, that is... You are correct, Your Honor. The judge actually recognizing something. So, how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. I mean, we have the cable. We have the cable. So then the question is, if Phoenix was standing there, how the fuck did he cut the cable? And also, why is there an umbrella there? Establishment method. Your Honor!
Yes, Mrs. Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must always substantiate the arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I've totally forgotten about that. We have the photo.
Now then, Mrs. Faye, let's see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Can I point to where it is in the photo? Or am I leaping ahead too many steps?
Take that!
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. Okay, I'm glad that the game's not going, how do you electrocute someone with a photo?
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here.
Judge, I need you to...
I'm afraid the defense is gonna have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's about the fucking electricity right here. Well, naturally. It's right here.
What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments required high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
No, I think you have to explain how Phoenix cut the cable.
That much is certainly true.
Clearly, he used his mind powers to sever the cable.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something beside the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. He did it with his stand. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Why was it severed in the first? Cables don't just sit around being severed.
Order! That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg, I hemorrhoids have a lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is that what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
Objection! We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute! Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it! I pushed him! It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh, he had the umbrella. Okay. That girl. Shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Yo. He did his heavy neutral. Let's go.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please, please give me one more chance to explain. So I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it? Miss Faye, I believe in you. Oh, thank you. You really did push the victim.
Feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
What the fuck? What does that even mean, Grossberg? Grossberg, what does that even mean? What does that mean? Game comes out a couple of years later.
Feels like my hemorrhoids are going Gangnam Style.
Quite a line to come in on. Welcome, Marlon. This guy's hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. What the fuck? When I pushed the victim. We cannot title this episode The Hemorrhoid Harlem Shake. It's gotta have something more relevant to do with the episode. Oh yeah, the Harlem Shake existed for a while. The Harlem Shake existed for a while. I just like the idea of his hemorrhoids going Gangnam Style. Feels like my hemorrhoids are brat. Jesus Christ. Funny thing is that this case takes place in the future year of 2014, and completely coincident the Harlem Shake came back as of even 2013 and 14. My hemorrhoids are doing 6-7. My hemorrhoids are doing the Dougie. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So I hit him with my H1. He was low blocking, so it completely hit him. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A similar explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Even a complete fuckwit like him.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Duh! Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. The sneeze. Ow. Phoenix, you gave me a cold. Let's talk bad about Dolly. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? Blah. I've sneezed and everything, and now my voice is bad. Entirely not because of the voices that I'm doing. He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Oh? Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing your favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, Audrey said that I was like, Deborah, gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen. Right! There was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? If there was a hanging, why would either of them be near it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on the testimony. Witness?
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it. I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
Objection!
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? Treading on some serious dangerous grounds here. Ask more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Ah! Could it have been? Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yes, a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail. Like the kind of owner. Kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well... Of course it's important. That's it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. Ha! Perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So Mr. Swallow fell down on top of his umbrella. And you're certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for it nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Ugh, my stomach has not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
I'm so sorry. I just felt like kicking the shit out of something.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
A little after I left, I started to get worried. After you shot the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did! I admit it, I was furious!
You left without even checking Mrs. Swallow's condition.
Well, yeah. But like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead! At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope. Nobody. Jeez. Got a stupid cough possibly sounds any phonium.
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows innocence from that testimony, my dear. My judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
It's, I know I need more info. Info that'll help me turn up some contradictions. You fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. I feel like I go for this, right? I gotta go for the photo again.
Objection!
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
Order, order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Oh, well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it as evidence immediately.
Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Objection!
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But
I know this matter of umbrellas seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
the victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened.
Well done, me. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish skills through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly! And this witness testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Oh, yo! Yo, the confidence! Let's go! Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
On April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, sister. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy! You can't be serious! After hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my darling, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. Love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Why were you in the courthouse? Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer, on the side. Anyway, okay, so yeah, he's already doing lawyer shit. So he was just hanging out at the courthouse, I guess. Dolly's also here, I guess. You know, in this universe, people just hang out at the courthouse, I guess. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think that was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set my eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. It's a hotspot for teen gossip, the courthouse. Have you seen the trials? It's top level entertainment. Who needs to pay for fucking movies? Just go to a local courthouse. That... She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of... The day you met? Phoenix, do you not see anything suspicious about this? That a woman had a gift for you ready the day that you met for your love? Couldn't want trials in this universe to be too pissed off the incompetent judges and lawyers. Hey, Trouble. Be fair. There are also incompetent witnesses. I mean, it's not their jobs, but they're still incompetent. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. Go on, this is the most realistic part. Fair. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Again, do you not find it weird that a woman meets you for the first time and is like, oh, I love you so much, here's a gift? You have a stalker, Phoenix. You have a stalker. A small bottle necklace given to her on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? After she declared her love for you, you started dating? Yeah, nothing weird. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for her presents back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, that day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? It was, but how did you... This happened on August 27th. Right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
Murder in the courthouse? Jesus. If you don't mind, Mr. Respect. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have would not be enough material. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
What the fuck happened 8 months ago here? I guess so. That recess sure seems longer than 20 minutes though. I need a drink. I do need another drink. The voices are a lot. Not surprising. The voices are a lot. Oh, my poor old throat. I will need more sustenance to get me through it. Oh, my knees. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, my legs. Oh, my legs hurt. Oh, Jesus. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. I have water. This should help more. This should be a bit more helpful. There we go. Now I'm ready to do Payne's voice again. The power of hydration shall save us all. What fucking introduction first trial case has an intermission? What first case has a fucking intermission? God damn. April 11th, 2:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
I need more. What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe you actually said that. Stiff silence, alright.
Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name?
Chat, what voice? My brain immediately wants to go for soft-spoken Southern Belle. It's like my immediate one I want to go to. Does this work? Are we okay with this?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
I can't do height.
And I'll bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing.
We may move on now. What is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor's all mine.
No, the honor's all mine.
Oh, you know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. What milkshake? So she seems pretty flat-chested. Damn right, it's better than yours. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes.
I can see why you'd say that. Fucking Feeny. She's gonna be a tough witness, though. Oh, it took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
The fucking butterflies. The fucking butterflies. I love it so much. I've been planning to go back to Fina's place after class is over. Fina and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Fina noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never tell the truth. It's more than enough witness. I'm gonna allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What's this?
You two are acquainted. Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? No one's grandma yet, girlie. I've been planning to go back to Fanny's place after classes, just after class is over. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Fanny, I mean, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful! Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
Also, you went to teleportation. Beanie and Dougie, they were talking behind that building. So is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So, Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway. How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Mrs. Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
I'm being demonized here. Because Judge can tell how else he get around his only torso.
Please go on. What did you see next?
Do you reckon the judge has literally ever wore pants a single day of working this job? Because I want to say fuck no. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Fanny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press it for no good reason, I know the judge will get angry with me. I mean, I have... None of this explicitly says Phoenix pushed. Just that the umbrella was broken. Leave it alone for the time being, just so I can press on nothing, save anything else. So it's the same way it's not favorite for now. All of them looking in deep until it's necessary, yeah. Press on everything else first, and then we go back to it. That's when Fanny noticed that I was there. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember? Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior.
Please, anyone stop him before he gets hurt by me. I went to go and find some of the students, and they called the authorities. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to their labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. Press some more details on that. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something. Doesn't look like I'm getting any more information about the students.
So the students called the police?
Yes, I was just so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
God. She's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, it's gotta be it. It can't be it. Okay. That means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. There we go. So yeah, we push on this. And then the victim never the defendant never touched the victim. And now we press. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? Wait. I would never.
Mrs. Fay, I would not allow you to touch the witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. Please don't grab me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It had already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. Wait. There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. So we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. So press on that one. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, what it looked like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, yada, they were. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary, though?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed to your testimony.
I didn't hear anything unusual either. Loud sound when it happened. Loud sound when it happens. There we go.
Objection!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice. But I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
Objection!
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Very, very frightening. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a second, huh? A testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for the science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died by being hit by a bolt of lightning?
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
I want there to be a case in this game where, like, that actually is the answer. We've not actually had a single case in this game where the death was caused by nature. Like, oh, someone got struck by lightning. Someone just actually had a heart attack. Someone actually just had, like, a tree fall on them. We've not had any of those yet. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. No, we haven't had natural causes case so far. Yeah, whereas like there is actually no bad guy. It was just a fucking tragedy. The defendant believes that Miss Swallow was, in fact, victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that. I'm guilty.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution have done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence? Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. Who is this affable David from? pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment ran on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely! They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly! In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
So what if, like, the rain broke it? The whole power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 499 at 2:55 p.m. They said around 3 there, but the affable David actually says 2:55.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the courts, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
I mean, out of everything that we have so far, the answer is the umbrella. The answer is the umbrella.
Take that!
This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Ready, Your Honor?
No?
That was one of your best lines, Your Honor.
Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance. Who or what was it that caused the cable to... Okay. I don't understand. Because I figured it's either the umbrella when it gets bumped out, bumps into it, or the umbrella is picked up and thrown at it. What else is around? There's nothing else in the photo. Am I just jumping and saying it's one of these two? Am I just jumping ahead and saying it's one of these two?
Take that!
No. Do I just say it's her? Do I just say it's her then? Because this feels like a leap of several things to be like, it was her because she did it. Which I feel like we've done very little to establish anything close to that. So this feels like we're jumping very far forward to be like... Oh, I haven't actually read this, have I? Yeah. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Can I get a hint here? Because I have no idea. If it's not the umbrella, I have no idea what we're trying to say here. Because I've got... No, tell me. Don't actually, yeah, don't hint, just tell me. But what in the photo? What in the photo, like... What in... Phoenix? How? How?
Take that!
Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power... What? Question, what? Is this one of those moments where the game just decides to not make sense? Because this makes no sense.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Objection!
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical... Oh, he shoved him? That's not by the electrical pole, by the way. Is that the idea? Phoenix shoved him into the electrical pole? It's a bad photo if that's what it's meant to be implying, because the umbrella is not near the electrical pole. The photo kind of shows that the umbrella is like halfway between the guy and... Like, his body right now is literally closer to a different electrical pole than the umbrella is to the other electrical pole. He's literally lying closer to an electrical pole than the umbrella is to the other electric pole. He's like right fucking next to the other one. Bad photo. Bad photo. Bad, not a good photo for trying to get across the point that it is. I think it's possibly upgraded graphics make the umbrella look closer than it appeared in the original, more pixelated version. That is always possible. That is always possible. Because, like, looking at this photo, it looks like he was shoved into the pole on the left. And that's what broke it. Like, it looks like he was shoved into the pole on the left and was so close to it that he hit it and fell forward, and that's what caused it to break. Not he was over by the other one, shoved into that one, and then walked over here, and the umbrella ended up, like, multiple feet away from the pole. Bad photo. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense.
And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make any sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Again, which is why the umbrella looking like it's nowhere near that pole doesn't really make this work. Ah! In other words, someone other than my clients must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. However long to hear them. Jesus Christ, Mia.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I witnessed. Part 2. The truth is, Fanny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. And Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie been electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Feeny pushed him twice. Miss Hawthorne, previous in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't say the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I want to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court. I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge.
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me? Oh, man, I chose the voice fucking perfectly. Oh, I chose the voice fucking perfectly. Of course he won't. Like on Pedro. Oh, come now. Just a little old white lie. Mia goes to bring up the concept of perjury, and the judge is immediately, no, we don't do that here. What are you talking about?
We'll get it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. Dark Alley is friendlier than that girl. Perjury's a myth. Perjury can't hurt you, it's not real. The first time was into electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know it doesn't look it, but Beanie can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Beanie's really scary when he gets mad. Oh. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You are happily listening to music on your headphones to avoid the thunder that wasn't happening that day while you watch the scene unfold. What?
Mrs. Faye, I want to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
Oh, I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? Yeah! Yeah, Feeny, fuck him up! Like, what the... Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. It's very sweet of you to be so supportive, Judge, I swear to God.
And what happened after that?
Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. Doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne. Were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Oh, well, no, they weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? The cable snapping, Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry. I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. Would have been a horrific sight for anyone involved.
I forgot the contradiction here. The contradiction is how long it took. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie. This is my best chance. Must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Thank you. It's just which one specifically. Because this says 3 p.m. for the cause of death, but 3 p.m. can be lenient. This says the time goes out at 2:55. But this shows about 3. I'm gonna go with the photo.
Objection!
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's what Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye.
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's affable David, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Ah, fucking shit!
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Oh, I fucking forgot how fucking good these fucking games fucking feel when you start getting it. Ain't no fucking games feel like this when you start nailing it. Danganronpa gets close. Danganronpa gets close. But it's not this. But it's not this. It is not this. Probably because in Danganronpa you have to like play a bunch of mini games to get it to happen, and also usually the process of it happening is a much more drawn out, whereas Ace Attorney does the turnabout. Ace Attorney is much like, it's snappier. Danganronpa is more of like, once you start getting them, it's more so you pin it on them and then reveal all of this, and then reveal all of the stuff. But Ace Attorney's is way more, you start breaking, you chip away, and then there's a giant breakthrough. And nothing feels like that giant smash through it.
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Mrs. Faye. Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It's the cold medicine. Pharmaceutical companies these days, they make these things too fucking strong. Take too many of these and you'll never have a cold again in the rest of your life. But you will be cold. Your body will die. Nailed it.
Take that!
Dahlia Hawthorne. My attorney's badge! Could only have been you. Dahlia Hawthorne. Mr. Payne, it was you all along!
What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of electrocution. More than enough time to play with you. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order, order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why?
What is to say? Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge.
Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Leave my Dolly alone. That boy.
He's got himself way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
A report on the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was hoping for.
You had better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
What? A second bisexual has hit the franchise. A second bisexual has hit Ace Attorney. What? What? Huh? Everyone is bisexual except Straight Larry. I can't tell, based on like when this game came out, it may not have been as much. I can't tell whether this is just like what they happened to write, or whether it was like, I don't like that everyone keeps calling all of the characters gay. I'm literally going to start the third game by being like, no, don't worry, everyone's actually straight. I'm sorry, but you can't beat us. It doesn't stop them from being gay. It just makes them bi.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation.
2002. This game was not 2002, surely. Was this 2002? How early did the other ones come out? When they Game Boy games? I guess the Game Boy Advance. When did the Game Boy Advance come out? Was that 2000? Came out on the Game Boy? Wasn't it Advance? Were they not Game Boy Advance games originally? Did they come out on like Game Boy Color? First game was 2001. Did they all come out in the space of 2 years? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Oh, this one's 2004. Okay.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really? Yeah, that is higher.
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing our sweet Doug? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that. Should you let me handle this? Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Fanny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. His heart is too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 3 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well then.
The court grants the defense requests. This game originally came in 2004 before Rise from the Ashes and Lana was first released. So Mia kind of got gayer, actually. So fucking true, actually. Actually so fucking true. I forgot about that detail. Lana doesn't exist until after this game comes out. So she actually got retconned from being straight into being bi, not the other way around. Good fucking point. Incredibly valid. Incredibly valid.
Very well then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I met my Beanie. I first met my darling Beanie 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going hard ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. This is jealousy, I think. Can I press Phoenix on that?
Mr. Wright, do that again, you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
Okay. I do feel sick just hearing that. I do need to have a look at the thing that I actually got. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 29. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Another case? I guess she was in a courthouse and there's a reason that she was here for something. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Oh. Oh. Okay. I see. I see. This has turned into a very long play for her then. This has turned into a very long play for her. Holy shit. Oh my god. Fucking, she's been sticking around for 8 fucking months for it. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Chat, how are we in the world where our intro first case? Like, here's the tutorial, in case you don't remember how to play. Here's the establishing part of the game. How are we in a world where that is now at a point where it's like, oh, this is like top 5 cases I've done so. I mean, I haven't done that many cases, but like, oh, this is like top 5 cases so far. And it's the fucking tutorial. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Wow. Wow. If there's one thing you can say about this game, it hits the ground fucking running. Wow. Holy shit. That's insane. Jesus. First met my darling Fina 8 months ago.
Hold it!
So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho, 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 ho.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work. I love how constantly it's just, this guy should not be a judge.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdicts.
I'm trying to think if there's any cases where that we know of confirmed where that hasn't happened.
That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
It's our destined to meet in this very courtroom's basement reading room. Courthouse reading room. It's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Faye. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? Letting on to this one, you have played 9 games so far, and one of them is Turnaround Big Top. Yeah. I don't want to say top 3. I don't want to say top 3. Although, depending on how it resolves, honestly. Depending on how it resolves, maybe top 3. Maybe. Maybe. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Miss Swallow's case.
I remember on Dahlia's side. I tread carefully. Wait and see. Next case, we're gonna have a top 10 and also big top. Oh no. Yeah, if the judge gets angry, you'll lose the whole case. So I have to hold my tongue for the time being. The moment I asked him, my heart skipped a beat. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? My personal opinion, he just looks like a typical sunny-nosed college bro. Perhaps a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Lincoln. But the rest of the planet is a dime a dozen.
Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. You tell the truth. It was truly, truly shocking.
I love how they leave that open-ended of either direction. Why is it shocking? Either way, you don't know. Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. That's my boyfriend. Birth from cow shit. How would you describe your boyfriend? Mushroom growing out of feces. Brackets. Affectionately. Supposedly. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. This is why you press on everything. Even if you know what to do, pressing on everything. It's just funny. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mrs. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. That can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with her? So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... This is the most horrible... Oh, she said affectionate. Carry on.
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife. No one cares, Mr. Payne.
She didn't deny it. That's mean. Like, Swallow must have seen through her little acts. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
Yeah, so we press on this, and then we can keep going. We keep going on why she was here. Keep pressing. Because then she'll say she was here for whatever reason, and then we have a newspaper article saying bullshit. Your Honor, If you'll allow some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading?
If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I had to come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern senior poetry and the criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting older? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to do? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police reports, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so please sort of read it carefully.
One thing at a time. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm setting up the drama. I'm setting up the drama so I can go fucking bang! Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Where's the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy? You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in the incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! It's true then. The lovely Miss Rose can't have the crudest thought. Mrs. Faye, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go on right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay. Tie the 2 crimes. Now it's gonna stay on there.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you've really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. Nope, that's just still the hemorrhoids. Can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Can you stop telling me about the hemorrhoids? I get it. It sucks. I feel sorry for you. It doesn't need to be your personality. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment. And that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. I don't know that. I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you've heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the fence is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Ah! What the? Why does the fence suddenly feel stronger? Ah, Mia! You're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
You can see, I mean, like, I know it's a case of probably just, like, reusing assets and drawing over them because it's easier that way. But holy shit, you can see so much influence in Phoenix in terms of how he's a lawyer from Mia, which is something that we already knew was the case because of the first game, but establishing it even more and just showing that, like, at the beginning of her career, Mia was very Phoenix-like in terms of the constant doubting, the stuttering, the unsureness. But once the momentum gets rolling, ooh, it's a power-up. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day.
Hold it!
What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you are being interviewed regarding another case.
I think it's so intentional, so much of Phoenix body language and lawyer tactics are reflections of Mia here. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It gives a bit of extra breadth to Phoenix's character of just, like, you meet Mia, like, I mean, like, Mia's constant, like, even after she dies, because it's an ace attorney, Mia is still constantly helping Phoenix. Even in the last game, Mia shows up a lot to still help Phoenix. But I feel like getting to see Mia at her start, close to her start, it helps expand Phoenix a lot more, of giving him a lot more influence to why he is the way that he is, beyond just being because of Edgeworth. Again, this isn't out of nowhere. Phoenix having a lot of parallels to Mia has been established before, but getting to see it so raw like this, it's very much the idea that, like, Phoenix is the blend of the best and strongest parts of both Mia and Edgeworth. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Correction sustained. This question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you!
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Fanny, please. Those really are making me ill. Albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for just a moment. I'm about to win it, hey?
Hold it!
How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. Where were you during that stretch of time? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. Phoenix. Phoenix. Phoenix, for fuck's sakes.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. No, that's not!
Oh, Fanny, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. So the questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Ms. Hawthorne, please continue your testimony.
Liquid poisons lethal at just 2 teaspoons.
Hold it!
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half fluid ounce, which is equal to 2 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount. The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. I heard it was a very special kind of poison. Well, I've seen the hidden rage in me, as Dahlia's mentioned before we meet her. At this point, we get to see the anger on full display. We totally get it now. We totally get it. All of the lovey-dovey stuff that, like, Mia, like, the lovey-dovey stuff is expressed, and then Mia is, like, literally fucking doing, like, Tekken combos on Grossberg over how sickened she is. And it's like, oh, it's because she hates the lovey-dovey stuff, and that is part of it, but it's also, oh, she fucking hates Dahlia because Dahlia killed her fucking boyfriend. Oh, okay. And that's why after a year after being traumatized, this was the case to get her back in the fucking game. Oh yeah, yeah. An opportunity to take her down? Oh yeah, let's go for it.
Hold it!
A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh? Where would someone think something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I heard over the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how'd the criminal get something like that? I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get poison that way.
Hold it!
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I don't think that's a good enough reason, Madam Fly.
She's right. And I think we've all had enough of misplaced questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was ever arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? That's how did a lit student get a hold of poison, of all things. The lawyer's poisoned. Say for a moment that's what happened. Very special kind of poison. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. I think I present.
Objection!
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. Well, hey, in fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. This is this is a reasonable thing to assume. Like realizing, oh, she's literally dating a pharmacology student. That's how she gets access to the poison. For a tutorial? For a tutorial case? Damn. They don't give that one away. Like, there's no lines about who could have gotten it for her. You just need to piece it together. Normally in the tutorial cases, like, they lead you on to what the answer is a decent amount. They're now at a point where they're just like, no, you can work this out. Either you've done enough in this game or it's your third game. Work it out. Tutorial time, doesn't matter. Again, it's not the hardest thing to work out, but I can feel the guidedness of the tutorial going away to get to this.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at he was a student at Ivy-versity.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Ooh. I don't know if this is the full turnabout theme that it is for this game, but it's music of getting somewhere. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. No!
Order in the court! Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless
May I say something, Madam Fay? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But They didn't ban a suspicious container anywhere, did they? A perfect execution of tour case is you submerge in the case that lets go of your hand and sends you on your way to a turnabout. It's good. It's fucking good. This game is putting the strongest fucking foot forward. I am blown away by this. Pressing pursuit caught. So is this game's turnabout theme? It's not as intense as some others. It is, okay, yeah. Because, like, the second game's turnabout theme feels like it's built for the one moment at the end of the game. The turnabout theme in 2 feels like it exists purely for the end of the game the way that it is. Because it's a turnabout theme that's like, you're on the right path, you can do this, but it's a nervous, it's a tense, it's a very tense turnabout theme. It is not full of victory, it is not full of, you're about to fucking crush this, it's, everything is on the line. This is the make it or break it moment. Either everything works now or everything falls apart. And it feels like, and that music is like that for the final time that it's built up in the game. This one feels like the mystery is still afoot, but you're the one who's on the offensive now. It has confidence, but the mystery is still there. The specific sounds there, the ba-da-ba-ba-ba, is music of mystery is still afoot. But now you're the one taking charge. Again, it's not Ace Attorney 1's where the turnabout theme is full-on victory mode fucking fanfare, basically. They didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Well, we got the culprit side and we're steadily chasing them down, yeah. It's not a turnabout theme of you've now got them dead to rights, put the final nail in the coffin, because that's what it is in Ace Attorney 1. In Ace Attorney 1, the turnabout theme is the theme of the final nail in the coffin. In the second game, it's the make it or break it, everything is on the line. Where this one is, you've now taken the offensive, but there's a lot of work to do still. She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, Madam Faye, but this is a code of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof?
Provide some evidence, I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can cause something, we're gonna lose this lead.
Ace Attorney 1 time to strike the final blow. Ace Attorney 2 time to make it or break it. Ace Attorney 3 time to pull the loose ends together. Very much so. Very good way of putting it. I really like how all of the turnabout themes impart very different emotions to their games. It is very good. I really like that the turnabout themes do not always just rely on the same emotional feeling that the first game gave you. I appreciate the emotional journey for them is very different for the games. And again, in the second game, the turnabout theme doesn't always make sense for what it is for the other moments in the game. But in the second game, the turnabout theme is what it is because of the ending. It is what it is because of the ending of Ace Attorney 2. And it works because of that. Because you can feel what that music is the entire game. And so when that music plays, when that is the stakes at their highest, then it's like, oh, fuck. police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse. Yeah, the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse young lady of committing a murder? Then where is the container the poison was wrapped in? What happens to it?
Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say, do I say that it's on Phoenix? I think I just say this. Because this says Dahlia, it says it was given on the day that they met.
Take that!
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you pass it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It really is quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. I really like how this also shows how fucking naive Phoenix used to be. A naivety that you see him have in Ace Attorney 1 that has to slowly break away. And even continuing in Ace Attorney 2, really, if you think about it. That naivety basically is like gone entirely only when On Guard shows up. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Ah! Order! Order in the court!
Objection!
Phoenix!
On behalf of Dahlia, I object! Mr. Wright, control yourself!
I won't let you bully her like this!
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her!
Madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? What? I guess she's not supposed to be madly in love with me, too! Please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to her. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always saying the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she I don't believe you. No! It's a lie! Ah! Mia, you're right. Ah, the defendant is getting away! Bailiff, hurry! After him! Mia! Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy! He went completely insane! Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no! What is it? Bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone! What? That's terrible! Sorry, I must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology's not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. What the fuck? Phoenix, what the fuck? You what? You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew into little bits first, but what about the trace amounts of poison?
Hold it!
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial! Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Is your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it!
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not opt to contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
Addicted!
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's a no. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. But he ate the fucking evidence! Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day. The day I met Doug Swallow. Girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. Continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. Could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! To talk about her like that! She grabbed more poison. Is it true? Did he really say that?
Oh, that's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. She was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, this is the defendant is.
Miss Faye, you tell them! Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent! So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too. You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye.
You're so certain of your theory? Then let me ask you this.
Yeah, it's your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne
planning to kill. She wasn't even just trying to frame you for murder. She was trying to kill you. There was one person that was standing squarely in Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me? That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered!
Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person Miss Hawthorne was planning the poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love!
Oh, Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Not as much as the poison would have, but you know. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Beanie, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count you for anything? The real Dahlia Hawthorne shows herself. I haven't told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne, it appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well... Hey! Oh man! You're sneering out something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Don't ask this nasty old hack to finish up already.
Hold it!
Can't let her get away this time.
Stop me, huh? If you keep on pushing without any evidence,
You can pay the ultimate price as a lawyer! Headphones died. Give me a second. Chat, this shit fucking rules. Oh my god. How is this the first fucking case of the game? How is this the first case of... How? How? How is this number one? How is this the tutorial? What the fuck? Holy shit. Like, holy shit, look at this case and how it ties to these previous cases. This is the shit they save for the finales. The idea of this case ties to a previous case in the past has been, like, the premise of both of the final cases in the previous games. Hell, if you want to count Rise from the Ashes, it's been the premise of the final cases of all three of them. Okay, this second. Okay. The other pair of headphones aren't connecting. Why aren't they connecting? Headphones, please. Headphones, please. We're about to pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. Headphones, I need you to connect. Chat, can anyone send me like $250 so I can buy better headphones? Does anyone want to like, just like, do like fucking 1,000 gift subs right now so I can buy better headphones? I'd really appreciate it. If you can't afford to give your streamer 250 gift subs when they ask for it, okay, they're finally connecting. Then what kind of fan are you, if we're being completely honest? What kind of fan are you if you can't drop 250 gift subs on your streamer at a moment's notice?
you can pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
Oh, this is getting really quiet with these headphones. I forgot how quiet they are. They like bump up every sound. The ultimate price.
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
People have done so much worse in this courtroom.
No.
When I give you $5 and you give me back $5 and we just do that until I'm giving you 250. You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray.
Well, Mrs. Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
I mess up here. career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge and let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman.
Is it the opinion that the court, that there's already been enough discussion? Therefore, I'll allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just in case. Just in case. Just one!
You're unable to establish her guilt? Then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand. I can just imagine the headlines in tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. That's the case, and the poison was probably in there.
Well, Mr. Stay, please present your evidence. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
It's the only thing I can think of. If Doug couldn't convince Phoenix, get the medicine away from him, he lost it at lunch.
Take that!
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does that rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. There it is.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. Oh my god. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always ate with Darla, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws.
After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Oh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was that she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she had heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, What if the search were like the did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes. She disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else to hold it. In this case, Doug Swiller. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you won't fold, are you? Be a stupid woman. She is nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
Objection!
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. I fucking double dog dare you to take backsies. May you fight! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? Holy shit! Holy shit! That's just fine for the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? What? Yes?
I'm gonna spend a little quality time with the man in blue now. I wish you all the best. Well, that was very different. That was very different. And fucking concerning. Where's the breakdown? Where's the cursing us as someone flies into a panic? As their entire carefully laid out plan falls to ruins. Where's the intense emotional outburst? I'm really concerned that we didn't get that. That's really fucking worrying. What the fuck? It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this! The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim! But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care! I'm Winston Payne! And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said!
My voices are getting interrupted with each other now. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier. I could have sworn you said.
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
They're all turning into Southern American, I'm sorry. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
Well, you see.
Attention!
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
Yeah! My hair! It's flying off! My beautiful hair!
No! Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I filed papers for immediate arrest.
There's no way he wasn't gonna lose the hair in this, and they're like going out of the way to show that he has it. If they're going out of his way to show him showing off the hair, there's no way he's not gonna lose it. There's no way it's not gonna be like, this is a setup for a bit. Dahlia took the hair removal poison.
Tragic. But not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Oh, fuck off. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me? Or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening! It's a nightmare! It's like losing to my daughter!
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirits along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
Can't be true. I did, darling!
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright,
Not guilty!
This court is adjourned.
Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Like, talking about game fucking established. Wow! What the hell?
Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Respect.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids are going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Did I need to hear that, Rosberg? Were those words you needed to say? Mr. Rosberg, do you maybe think you stop talking about them?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the clients? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand! I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Wait, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. And also go to the hospital because you have glass in your fucking esophagus. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But Of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Unfortunately, the company this guy keeps is Larry fucking Butts. Yeah, I do like seeing this Phoenix and piecing it together of just being like, oh, this is why him and Larry were friends, huh? Oh, this is why he's friends with Larry. Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. I do appreciate this shot of Phoenix. I do appreciate this shot of Phoenix. The Phoenix that we see here is over the top, absurd, silly, ridiculous, you know, like an Ace Attorney character. Especially one who's on the witness stand. Especially a defendant. But there are small glimpses that if he focuses, that if Phoenix, dare I say, locks the fuck in, he can become the man that we know him as he is by the end of the second game. What's up, going on? This game fucking rules. Also, we're nearly at the end of it, so I do apologize for that as well. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. A version of Phoenix if we didn't have the tragedy and dramas. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. See, Miss Faye. A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? It's alright. I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friends. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your claim. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. How did you do that? How? How the fuck was that the start of the game? Holy shit. That is ending game quality. Like, that has everything that I say traditionally, it's been 2 games. But also Rise from the Ashes also does do it in its own right. That has like all of the qualities. That had all of the qualities that the endings of these games do. Tying the case to a previous case that happens in the past, solving the case by basically solving both of them at once and seeing how they tie it together, having the reflections of what doing the case is, making the characters reflect on what the profession even means to them and what it means for this to be their career. All of the elements of Mia seeing here and seeing how much she has indeed shaped Phoenix, and also how much Mia has grown from this moment to the future. What the fuck? And they did all of that in one trial. We didn't even have an investigation. That shit is as good as what the final cases of the games usually are, and has all of the elements that make them so fantastic. And it did it in a single trial without an investigation in a single day. What the fuck? That's like legitimately top 3. Like, I think only Goodbye and Farewell beat that so far out of what I've done. I think only Farewell and Goodbye beat that. And it almost feels like they're cheating because they beat it because you're with them, those cases, for longer. They aren't just a single trial in a single day. But this being a single trial in a single day with no investigation is part of why it's so good, because it's so impressive that it still manages to do all of that in such a short period of time. What the fuck? How? Holy shit. It's funny to go back and read some of Phoenix's lines from the first game where he waxes poetic, and I think that Grossberg's painting wasn't very memorable, and him being an art major in the beginning makes so much sense. Angelo, we literally just finished. I'm so sorry. Remember that one time I tried being hetero? Never again, man. Go about 2 years in the oven instead of 6 months. What the Chat, what the fuck am I looking at? Sorry, I've now just actually looked at what the screen is that I'm doing for the next thing. Why is Cyclops here? Why is Cyclops from the X-Men here? What the fuck is he doing here? What the fuck? What? I see other things in the background. I don't even need to look at them. Cyclops is there. What is Cyclops doing here? What? Huh? I've seen this character before. No clue. What the fuck am I even looking at? He's waiting to join Marvel Rivals. Okay. Next episode, I guess, will feature Cyclops. I guess. Chat, how? Was he wearing a codpiece? I did not notice that part. I was too busy focusing on the Cyclops. The real Cyclops is a guest character. Capcom working with Marvel all of these years has finally paid off. Marvel is now letting Capcom put Marvel characters in other video games. Capcom versus Marvel goes both ways. I am blown the fuck away by that. How the fuck was that what it was? How the fuck was that what it was? How was that so good? Like, again, it did all of the stuff that the finales for these games usually do. But the finales normally take multiple days and multiple, like, court days to actually establish all of the pieces necessary to get to that. But this didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel rushed to, like, oh, here's Dahlia. Here's her responsible for, like, a horrific thing in the past that we're tying to this. Also, like, it was seemingly, like, Mia's fucking boyfriend she killed at the time. And that's, like, why Mia harbors a grudge for this, and this is why Mia has come back after all of this time. To, like, oh my god. Want an Ace Attorney and Street Fighter crossover where you defend one of the fighters? Your Honor, my client, Juri Han, she just acts that way. She's not actually a violent murderer. She's just quirky. Sources, trust me. Excuse me, decided to stop getting drunk when writing cases and use all his brain neurons to make a banger right off the bat. We legitimately have an intro case. We literally have a intro case that is designed to be a tutorial for the game. And it's like top 3 of all cases. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm in awe. I'm blown away by how they did, by how that was done. How was... This was the tutorial day. I was expecting the first... It's like, oh, you know, it's the first stream of a Ace Attorney game. I've done 2 of those before. I understand how it goes. I understand that it's like, you know, a silly, wacky, quirky case that's like pretty obvious to work out to get you into the idea of what it is. And then it turned around and said, nah, fuck you. It's a tutorial, but it's going to expand on characterization from previous games to help establish stuff in this game. Also use it to further the characterization of stuff that we know happens in the future after this moment. And also has the level of like setup and payoff of how many things coming together that a finale of a game normally would. What the fuck? It doesn't even give you the intro freebie. Not even slightly. Not even slightly. The intro doesn't show Dahlia. Goes full on fake out with Phoenix, yeah. Yeah, you don't even see like the real person who did it. Also, interesting thing about how young Phoenix acts in a similar childlike manner to Larry does, and how much Mia's influence help him grow. Absolutely, yeah. You start seeing Phoenix here, and it's just like, oh, this is why he's friends with Larry. This is why this guy's friends with Larry. Oh. Like, it very much, like, he already, like, it's not like, oh, I was so impressed by Mia that I wanted to become a lawyer. It's not like rewriting his history to be like, it's because of Mia I wanted to become a lawyer, even though I said it was because of Edgeworth before. Like, he's already in law school and it's already something that he wants to achieve. But it's like, this gives the impression that if it wasn't for Mia, he'd have no fucking hope at actually being able to achieve his dreams. Of, like, becoming a lawyer and helping Edgeworth. If it wasn't for Mia, I don't think he ever would have got there. If this Phoenix that we see here doesn't grow past what that Phoenix is, the first 2 games don't fucking happen. And it's because of Mia that he's now like that. Again, by the end of by the end of Ace Attorney 2, Phoenix is like the best, strongest parts of Mia and Edgeworth combined. Holy shit. That was insanely impressive. Kudos, video game. I don't know how you did it, but you did it really fucking well. If it wasn't for me, I'd still be treating it like a side thing and wouldn't have made it. Yeah, very much, yeah. Like, art's his main focus, and he's like, oh, I'll do this side thing so I can try and help Edgeworth at some point. And also, again, the fact that Dahlia doesn't have the traditional breakdown that other characters do. The fact that Dahlia doesn't have the breakdown that other characters do. Like, she doesn't even let you get the win. Like, you get the win, but she denies you the feeling of completely crushing and annihilating her. She denies that to you. Like, no, I'm not gonna give you that. Fuck you. I'm in a corner and I've lost. I know I can't get out of this, but I'm not letting you get the fucking satisfaction out of it. This one case appearance when Dahlia manages to seem one of the most terrifying characters in the series so far. Fucking true. So fucking true. Oh my god. Wild. Absolutely wild. I don't know how you did it. I really don't know how they did it. Anyways, that's all for today. I don't even have to, like, apologize for it being a short episode. I don't even have to be like, oh, apologies for the intro episode being a short episode, but I want to keep the cases in separate things. This was still like 3.5 hours. This was still 3.5 hours. I don't even need to apologize for, like, cutting it short. Next time, we fight Cyclops, I guess. I'll be honest, that's still a little confusing to me. I'm still baffled by that. What? Thought it would have been 2.5? The fire tax is more severe than you expect. I think the fire tax hits, Ace Attorney particularly rough. I think the fire tax hits this. We have to defend Professor X. Well, I guess that's the question. What role does Cyclops play? What is Cyclops' role in the next case? I guess that's the question. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Next time, the stolen turnabout. It's gonna have to do quite a lot to, like, live up to how much this game has established itself as going all the fuck in. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is version 2, signing out.